Today, we're going to show the Israelites were and are a black or Negro nation of people using Bible and history. Let's learn.
And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, and all the house of Joseph, and his brethren, and his father's house. Only their little ones, and their flocks, and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning for his father 7 days. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Wherefore the name of it was called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan.
Now, the Canaanites saw the family of Israel and the many Egyptians at the threshing floor of Atad. Now if the sons of Jacob were white or olive-skinned, then they would have been able to tell the difference between them. However, they were not able to. They said it's a grievous mourning for Egyptians, and what did Egyptians look like? How did they depict themselves? Here's a depiction of a pharaoh in Egypt with his wife, and they would be considered black people. So guess what that means. The sons of Jacob were also black, all 12 sons.
Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh, and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them, and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel their father, he said, How is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, An Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock.
Now Moses is an Israelite from the tribe of Levi, because at this point Israel is now a nation. So if the Israelites were white or olive-skinned, how is it that Reuel's daughters are calling Moses an Egyptian? It's because Israelites and Egyptians had similar features, and what would those features be? Black features. The Egyptians were black, and the Israelites were as well.
And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeareth to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth, and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
Joseph had to flee into Egypt, a nation of dark-skinned Egyptians, to keep Christ from certain death at the hands of the Romans. So if Egyptians were dark-skinned in the times of Christ, and Christ was brought over to Egypt to be hidden there, then that means Israelites were also dark-skinned or black, so that they couldn't be distinguished from the Egyptian.
And all the city was moved, and the people ran together, and they took Paul and drew him out of the temple, and forthwith the doors were shut. And as they went about to kill him, tidings came unto the chief captain of the band, that all Jerusalem was in an uproar, who immediately took soldiers and centurions and ran down unto them. And when they saw the chief captain and the soldiers, they left beating of Paul. Then the chief captain came near and took him, and commanded him to be bound with 2 chains, and demanded who he was and what he had done. And some cried one thing, some another among the multitude. And when he could not know the certainty for the tumult, he commanded him to be carried into the castle. And when he came upon the stairs, so it was that he was borne of the soldiers for the violence of the people. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Art not thou that Egyptian which before these days madest an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people.
Paul was asked if he was an Egyptian by the chief captain of the band because of his skin color. And what color were the Egyptians at this point in time? A so-called black man. So we've shown 4 witnesses, 2 from the Old and 2 from the New Testaments, confirming Israelites look like Egyptians in appearance, which was dark-skinned, meaning the Israelites were and are a dark-skinned or black nation. We hope and pray this lesson was educational and edifying.
The Lord bless thee, and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee, and give thee peace.
Shalom.